What is up, my comfy people? It's Roysko in the building. We're gonna post some glass today. Making Christmas ornaments today, the classic bulbs. I don't do loops on them myself. I like to add in the metal ones. It makes it match your Christmas tree better, I think. So I usually stick with these. They come in a variety of sizes, so if you want to make these bulbs, I'll show you how to make them right now. You can order these off Amazon, I believe. Get them soon, just because sometimes it's tough to get them around Christmas time. And if you want to scoop one from me, shoot me a DM, and there will be some more on my website very soon. I got to update the website. Hopefully I'll get that done by the end of the weekend, but I got Christmas bulbs ready to go up on there. Tonight we are drinking a Busch Latte. And so we're going to do our little classic one sip, everybody knows the rules, and give it a rating. Oh man, I want to give this like such a high score because I just like love basic light beers. But I'm going to go reasonable. I'm going 4.9 out of 7 because it's not like, it's a great, one of the best average beers. Busch Light, Bud Light, those are my like go-to for just an average beer. Michelob Ultra if I'm getting really active because it's just a slight bit more refreshing, less flavor, a little extra crispness. But yeah, Busch Latte, creme de la creme, the Hunter's Choice, cold and smooth it says. I'd have another sip there. All right, so we're gonna get started with the bulbs. I got blanks prepped out. I mean, if you blow glass, you know how to prep out a blank. When I prep out a blank, let me grab some random piece right here. This is not what I'm making it out of, but I'll usually pull down on the blow tube side just a little bit to the size of one of the metal pieces. So I'll have a regular size blank and then a little bit of a nub coming off of it. You'll see it when I pull it out of the kiln. And that is where the metal piece will attach to. So I'll show you that right now. And then basically just getting deep, even heats. Deep, even heats, and one big blowout is how you make a Christmas ornament. Sometimes it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it'll teach you a lot about getting even, deep heats in your glass and getting things round, because there's no like fixing and correcting and shaping of this. It's kind of a one and done process to make these bulbs, but they're so much fun to make. It's one of the best things to demo if you're demoing around this time of year. Make a bunch of these. They go so quick that people are always impressed at, like, they get to see the whole process. They can watch you for 15 or 20 minutes, see the whole process. It's not like a rig where maybe it takes a few hours or the crazy stuff takes days to make. So they can see the whole process without putting a lot of time into it. Yo, what up, Besky? I've been chilling. Hunting season started, so I've been busy as hell just doing that. You know how it be. And might be hunting this weekend, or this week. My brother's got an elk hunt in Colorado, but he's not seeing too much sign where his hunt's at, so he's talking about maybe using that time off work to come down and duck hunt with me instead, or else I'll be up there chasing elk with him the rest of the week. And other than that, I'm trying to slam out some Christmas orders. I got 2 customs I think I got to finish up right now. My oxygen concentrator broke on me, so new part comes in tomorrow, so hopefully I have enough to get through this piece right now. I just, my roommate moved out, so I dedicated my extra room to my marble track. So after this live stream today, I'm going to take these cameras from my glass blowing setup to be able to live stream the marble racing. Track is looking so freaking sick. My girl's getting all excited to like decorate around the track and stuff too, make it look like a mountain scene. So that'll be really cool too. I'm really hyped on that. Oh shit, I should have shown you guys. You can see how I have that little nub coming off there to the blow tube. That's where the metal's gonna go. And then now I'm just trying to get this blank ripping hot. And I'll prep it up with a little bit of a blow and then condense just to get the glass moving nice and smooth and even, and then it's time to make an ornament. But yeah, that's what I've been up to lately. Finally started killing some ducks out here. That was super fun. No big game hunts for me this year, really. I mean, going down to Oklahoma with some friends, but I'm not actually planning to do any hunting. I didn't buy any tags this year. Maybe I'll get some if I get excited when I get down there and see a nice buck, but we got so many guys hunting. I mean, it's still a decent sized property, a few hundred acres, but there's too many of us. So I'm just like, I'll let the old guys hunt this year. I've been getting great deer the last couple years. They're gonna give me a bunch of the meat. They just want the backstrap and the tenderloin, so I'll take everything else. So I just want to go along, have some fun, hopefully kill some ducks out there though. That's more what I'm thinking. All right, so now I got a big deep eat in here. See, it's condensing down a little bit. We give it like a basic blowout. Nothing major there. That's just to get it like round, wall weight, even and everything. Now I'm gonna do a really big heat and then blow out a big bubble. What you been up to, Besky? How's life treating you lately? Man, the marble track though, I can't wait to show you guys that. I already took a bunch of pictures, but I'm like, I don't want to post it yet. I want to wait till I have all the streaming stuff up and then post it and then just start streaming right away. All right, now we're gonna do the big blow. This is the fun part. Boom. Now we have a big Christmas bulb. So this one I'm gonna do single color. I'm gonna show you guys how I do a frit one with red and green on it, and then how I do a spiral one with some line work. But, excuse me, I really like to get these thin. I like to use a somewhat small blank and blow them out thin so they don't hang down your Christmas tree. That's another reason why I can't really rework these a lot, is because I like to get them out nice and thin. It's not like a rig or something, or a cup where you want it thick and functional. You want these to sit pretty on a tree, and you don't want to be that one ornament on somebody's tree that's just yanking down the whole damn tree. Now we got our claw grabbers. I got some Kevlar tape on there. That prevents leaving any marks on these from the metal, because that can happen pretty easily. I'll tighten this up, and I'll show you guys how I open up the top to set it up for the little metal piece. So now we get a really small flame right here. You can see that tip that I have coming off of it. See, that's what I meant by adding that tip onto the blank before you start. And I'll just, like with these, I got a bunch prepped up in the kiln right now, but I'll prep up like 10, 20 of these, fill my whole kiln with it, and just go one after another. Yeah, I like the scallop. I got some scallop that I haven't done any yet this year, but I got some scallop set aside for Christmas ornaments. I don't fume very much. I really just got to order some gold and silver and start fuming again. I haven't fumed in a couple of years at least. And then now, get a nice little thin spot hot, and the old puff and pull. And I pop a hole, tear that ish off. We go in with a punty just to clean it up. And if you're a new glass blower, don't worry about making this super clean. You just want to make sure that it's somewhat round and not too thick or thin, of course. But the metal will actually cover this. So if you don't have the prettiest lips, if you're not the best at tearing off glass yet, still a great easy piece for you to make. And because you don't have a big solid loop on it, it takes away a lot from the weight that would be with that solid loop as well. So it gives you a little bit of forgiveness if you don't go stupid thin. So I flare that out. Actually gonna roll down this side a little bit on the marver, get a little bit skinnier. I don't think you guys can see that, but maybe, oh yeah, you can see what I'm doing there. And then I'll show you guys what it's supposed to look like. Let's try not to burn my fingers. I think last year I did a live stream like this and burned the fuck out of myself doing this part, but see how it covers the metal, covers it up right there? Goes onto it, and then you push it down and it'll lock in, but I don't want to do that yet because this is going in the kiln, and boom. First Christmas bulb done. First of the night, not first of the year. We got a few. Got a few already made. Well, you know what? I got one made right here that I can show you guys how I put the metal on. Perfect. Without burning my fingers. So this one, I just had this tubing around and I was like, you know what, that's actually pretty tubing. It's not the most Christmassy, but you can see it's thin enough you can see through it even though it's all opaque tubing. And then we take a little metal piece right here. And they usually come with the long part sticking out, you know, right there, the prongs. So you put it over the top, push down the prongs into it, they lock in, and then you got a little Christmas ball. And super cute little one. I know it's not the Christmassiest color, but I was just digging this one, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make one like that. Normally I go very Christmas with all of them. This year something's like yearning me to use different weird colors. I want to make a few like black, like goth ones too. I don't know what's gone into me. I wish I had my sandblaster out here. It's back in California, but I might sandblast some next time I go back. I need to get a sandblaster set up out here, but it's a great way to add a little pizzazz to them too, as you just sandblast Merry Christmas, somebody's initials. My cousin, when she got married, I made her an ornament that year for their first Christmas, so it was like their initials, and then on the back side it said first Christmas. I think it was like 2020 maybe. No. Yeah, maybe 2020 or 2019. And that's another thing you can add to it. Or with the clear bulbs, I'll do clear ones sometimes because actually one of my friend's wives saw a clear one I'd sitting around and wanted that, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, like if you just want clear ones, simple, they look good on the tree, but what she does is she balls up a small photograph, slides it in, and then it unrolls and goes against the side, so it was a picture of her and her husband on the inside of the ornament. And that's another really cool thing you can do for your friends and family. If you just want to make simple, clear ones, save on material cost, and just so it's a little bit easier for you if you're just learning how to make them, the clear is going to have very little issue with keeping it nice and round. So you go clear, thin, take a photo of whoever it's for, maybe you and whoever it's for, or somebody's pet, roll it up, slide it in there, and then it'll unroll, and they'll have a picture of something they care about inside of their Christmas ornament to go up on the tree. It's always another great one that you can do that's heartfelt, but isn't so costly to make or anything. I mean, most of these are relatively cheap, but you do start burning up some money when you're using a lot of different vac stack, or if you're making them with any expensive colors and whatnot. And the clear is quick. You can make those so fast. You can bust out one for every family member, no problem. Everybody in my neighborhood, there's about 20 houses in my neighborhood, so everybody in my neighborhood gives everybody else a Christmas present every year. So I'll bust out a bunch of these ornaments. So each one of my neighbors, now they have a little collection. Some of them I've never even actually spoken to in person, just through our text thread and waving on the street. But they all have my ornaments. Pretty fun. So those are the ones where I'll end up using clear or something like that, you know. And a lot of the single colors I'll use Chinese color for, just because cheap and easy to use. And it's not like it's a bong where you want something extra strong or high quality. It's just it's all about the looks when it comes to Christmas ornaments. So this one I'm going to be adding the frit onto. I should show you guys right here. Let's see if I can do this without spilling it everywhere. You can see in there, wait, let me turn it like that. You can see the red and green inside of there. So there's red and green, I think it's small frit. I don't like to use the 4 powder or powders for this. I like to use it's fine frit. Yeah, fine frit is about as thin as small as I'll go for those. Sometimes I'll use some bigger stuff too, but the fine stuff blows out really nice. So I'll mix red, I think this is forest green and cherry, to add a little flair and pizzazz to my holiday ornaments. Also, if you haven't seen in the other years too, I do ones where I do birdshot going into the ornament. I do ones with 9mm bullets. So I'll do an indentation and then use some marine epoxy to glue in the bullets or the pellets from birdshot into them. That's always a hit with the hunters and the gun enthusiasts. My brother's godfather recently retired, and he's been at the shooting range like twice a week since he retired, so he's getting a 9mm into his ornament this year. I'm sure he's going to love that. My father-in-law, he's got a couple with the birdshot into it. He's the one who got me into duck hunting. For the birdshot, I always use number 2 steel because that's the round I'll hunt with most of duck season. So now you should be able to see the little bumpiness on there. Yeah, you can see the color on there. So you see how it's chunky color on there. So I still got to melt it in a bit, but I'm going to do another layer as well. I'll probably do 2 to 3 layers just to get it like covered. Some I like to go light, some I like to go dark, just because I want to have that option for the customers. There you can see the color all over, speckled all over there. And when I roll it gently, but I guess gently but firmly, like deliberately in the color to get it to stick. But then I always got to make sure I hit the tip as well, because that's one of the parts where when you're first rolling in frit, if you've never done it before, sometimes you'll just roll the sides and you forget to roll the tip of it, and then you just got a little white bottom on there, and it just looks a little bit more flowy and better if you cover the whole thing up. So actually I'll just do 2 rolls on this one, and then now we're gonna give it a couple puffs, let all that color work in. So I'm using a big heat, big flame right now. Just getting some nice color worked in there. And then next up after this one, we're going to do the spiral. The spirals are obviously the coolest, if you ask me, but maybe next week, depending on how easy it is for me to switch these cameras between my marble racing track and my glass blowing setup, I got to figure out a system to be able to do that easily. And if that's the case and it works well, I'll do a scallop tubing demonstration. Actually, that might be the week after. I might be out on that hunt this week. But yeah, scallop tubing is a great one for this too. Keeping it straight looks dope. Spiraling it up looks dope. You can even do wigwags with it. Super classy. I know, like my girlfriend, her family's like gone to a lot of, they've hooked me up with places too to do demonstrations around Christmas time. So they see me do Christmas ornament demos a lot, and they've seen all the different types of ornaments that I make, but they're always saying like, we got too many sentimental ornaments. If we didn't, they would do a tree of just all scallop tubing ornaments, because they think it looks just so beautiful, so classy, so clean. And I cannot disagree with that. It looks so cool. But it's tough not to have a bunch of sentimental ornaments on your tree and like cute stuff. Like my mom still got the terrible drawings and ugly pictures of me as a kid. Then she does have another tree, though that's just all clean and classy. She lives well. She's like a 3 or 4 tree household, I swear. Oh shit. Okay, so now I got it all melted in and nice, a little bit rounded out, you can see here. It's got good shaping, good heat distribution. The frit shouldn't affect it because I got it all melted in really well. So now we're gonna do the big heat and blow out the bubble. Make sure you get the shoulders too. The bottom will naturally be the hottest, So don't worry too much about that because you don't want that to blow too thin compared to the rest of it. It's all about getting that even heat. This is great practice for beginner glass blowers. If you see me holding it up a little bit, sometimes I like to make them a little bit more squat. So if you hold it up, it'll make it squat. If you hold it down, it'll lengthen it out. Gravity will stretch it. And yeah, here you go. It looks like little poo-poo splatters right now because all the colors are hot. But trust me, it'll be green and red when it cools down. It's going to look very cool. Very, very cool. And then we take our grabbers. Latch on there. These J Behemoth grabbers are amazing. If you're watching this, sponsor me, J Behemoth. Actually, you don't even need to sponsor me. I'm just gonna shout you out because you've given me great customer service, always been super cool, and you make amazing products. So I will let everybody know because you always done been good to me. All right, so now we're focusing that heat just on where the clear and the color meet. And we'll do that little puff and pull. This just teaches you a lot of feel for the glass, like how hard you can blow, how thin you can get it, making sure heat is distributed properly, all that kind of stuff. And like even glass blowers that have been blowing glass for a while, if they've never done any thin stuff or anything like this, there's a good chance you'll mess up on the first one or two, but then once you get the feel, it's easy. If you've been blowing glass for a while, you'll catch that feel real fast. If you haven't, it's just a good way to learn and make something that's out of the ordinary for you. If you're making pipes or cups or anything, or pendants or something, this is a lot different than all of that. So just will broaden your skill set. I mean, it's one of those things everybody loves, you know? Put a smile on grandma's face. She doesn't always need a new heady. Sometimes she just wants a Christmas ornament. Now we got that all nice and pretty. If it's not naturally flat too, you can always use a marver and flatten it out and then ream it a little bit. You do want that to be kind of flat because it helps that metal fitting sit flat on it. But it's like, if it's not the like perfect wall weight thickness up there on the top right here, all that is covered up by that metal piece. So even the beginner glass blowers can make ornaments that look sick. There we go. Another one. And then sometimes I end up knocking off these, what's it called? What's that? The fabric, whatever it's called. Kevlar on here. So I'll just pull it off with tweezers like that and load it in the kiln. And then other times I will put the whole thing in the kiln and drop it off there. But yeah, sometimes I knock it off and then I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just used my tweezers. And now we're gonna do the spiral one. So I need to grab a punty real quick for the spiral one. I might pull up my chair too. Usually like to sit when I do line work. Got a good punty here. All right, this gotta work. It's not very long, but who cares? So I'm just gonna take off my scraps on here. Sorry, I didn't prep up punties before this, so you guys get to watch the boring stuff. Tearing off the nasty bits of glass on the end of this. And we'll pull out some red and white striped tubing. I think it's called maybe Peppermint. I think it's called Peppermint from Colorado Color Company. They make some great vac stack. They're obviously right up above me in Colorado too, so they ship fast as fuck. They ship the same day you order. So for me, it's like 2-day shipping max. Sometimes I'll order it and get it the next day if I order early enough. So can't complain about that. Just saves me the prep time too. Sometimes they have some really good colors that I can't get from any other supplier too. I don't know what their deal is with Molten Aura, but like, yeah, when Molten Aura is sold out, sometimes I check there and find the colors I'm looking for. I'm like, oh damn, save the day. Nobody else can find this, but I looked in the most random spot basically and found Molten Aura colors instead of looking for most of the big name distributors. These guys focus in line tubing. They do have some tools and color and like have a little bit of color on there, but it's not their main focus, so most people won't check. And then I do, and I get the goodies. All right, so we got the line tubing right here, you see. Show you all that. Pretty sweet line tubing. We're just gonna twist this stuff up, add a punty onto it, and then spin one hand faster than the other. That's how I get the lines to twist up. Make sure you get it nice and hot when you're twisting, or else nothing will happen. Let's get this a good flash real quick. If you haven't worked line tubing before, remember, don't pull your hands apart. Naturally, when you're doing this stuff, you want to like pull apart. It just, I don't know what it is in our brains that makes pretty much every human do that, but happens to everybody when you haven't worked line tubing before. So make sure you aren't pulling your hands apart while you're spinning. And start twisting it up. Give it a little puff. Just a little puff to keep the wall weight nice. Usually when I'm puffing, I'll try and push it together a little bit too. Squat it up. Just trying to get yourself a little candy cane action here, baby. Oh, this one might be called candy cane. I don't know. Go on the website, you'll find it. Their Christmas pack sold out so fast this year, though. I think this was their first year doing an actual full Christmas pack. Went to go get it last week, and it was not there. So I just had to order some of the Christmassy colors, and some of the ones I wanted were already sold out. So I guess I'm not the only one making this colorway ornaments this year. And it's starting to twist up. And I'll twist it all up and then let it cool down so I can show you guys the effect that that I'm doing right now by heating up the glass and spinning one side just a little bit faster than the other, or one hand spinning faster. Getting all the way down to the shoulder here. Little puffs. Then we'll go back and take off the handle. And we'll just start working in that heat. Get a little bit bulbous before we do our big blowout at the end. So you can kind of see the spiral in there already. I'll let it cool down a little bit more, and you'll get to see the rest of it. Check that out. Looking like a gosh darn candy cane, baby. Now we're working in that heat. Like I said, these are all about even wall weight and deep heat. Give it a little marv and a puff. Do that 1 or 2 more times. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. I need to get the shoulder a little bit hotter. It's not blowing out as quickly as the bottom, so focus the heat up towards the shoulder. And heat the whole thing. Give it a little puff here. That's looking great. I'm going to get it to that final step before I do one more little puff and heat check before I do the big bubble, the big boldest blow to the BB. There we go. And we're going to focus that heat on that shoulder again before, because the bottom always has plenty of heat, trust me. And then we'll blow this out to make a cutie little ornament. Boom. See, that'll look good on any tree. That's what we do here at Waistcoat Glass. We make Christmas dreams come true. Right. And now back to that, focusing a tiny little flame right where I wanted to tear off between the clear and the color. Once it gets nice and liquidy, do a little puff and pull. Pop my hole. Tear it off. Then we'll clean this right up. Be ready for its metal piece. Now if you don't have a kiln too, These are one of those things you can make in bench cool. They are so dang thin. They are just fine bench cooled. Boom, that quick. Just bust out some ornaments. Always fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun way to fill your kiln too. If you got a big kiln, you don't fill it too often. Like me, I mean, I got a big kiln because I got a few projects that always seem to need it. But it's not like every day I'm filling that thing up. When it comes to Christmas time, man, between this and cups, if I'm doing a big run of gifts for people, or somebody orders like something for their office or their church group or whatnot, I will just put 30 of these things in my kiln in a day, and it's just so gratifying to look at, but it's also, they're so much fun to make, so it is just all around a blast. And there we have our last little peppermint. Look at how red that color is already. That's how fast this thing cools down. But I'm still going to throw it in the kiln, just make it as strong as I possibly can because I have the opportunity. And that's how you make some Christmas ornaments. Tune into my next Christmas ornament live. I'll be using scallop tubing. I'm not exactly sure on the date for that yet, but if you follow my Instagram, you'll find out soon. Keep an eye out. Boral Marble League on Instagram. Go follow them also. I'll be doing some really cool Boral Marble League stuff. Got the track all set up. Gonna be starting to live stream them and do some videos, so it's not just gonna be in-person races only. Hopefully we'll have some in-person races soon too, but I wanted to show everybody on the interweb what we've been building and getting going with this Boral Marble League, and it is sick. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. Love you. Stay comfy. Happy holidays. They're coming. Thanksgiving.